Hey everybody, this is MonoFancy95, and today I'm going to be reviewing the sequel to Jurassic Park, or the fourth movie in the franchise, Jurassic World. And I must admit that I had not seen any Jurassic Park movies heading into this until the week before. I watched all three movies leading up to seeing the fourth movie on the fourth day of my little marathon. So I really liked the first one. I thought the first one was really good. The second one I really didn't care for. And the third one, even though it does get a lot of hate, I've noticed, I did actually like the third one better than the second. So heading into the fourth movie, I did like the first one the best, of course, like with, most people. But I really enjoyed the series up to that point, so I was heading into Jurassic World with some pretty high expectations. And those expectations were met. I really did enjoy the movie. I just thought it was a great way of, bringing something kind of new, just so that the park is open now, and then, you get to explore that whole new environment of the park actually being populated with people and not actually, trying to just survive the island. There's actually a theme park there. So I thought that was a really cool way of, taking a step up in the franchise. Now, this movie has had a ton of success already. As I'm recording this, it has made over 500 million worldwide, and it is now the quickest grossing, or the quickest movie to reach 500 million. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's cool for Universal, who had Furious 7 also this year. So they really kicked it up into high gear for 2015. So and also, I actually went to a 5:30 showing of opening day. I wasn't able to go opening night, but I went opening day, and as I got out, the theater was announcing they were sold out, at least for the 8 o'clock showing. So that's nothing that you really notice when you go to the movies too much. The theater gets completely sold out for a certain movie. So let's go ahead and get into this little review. It's going to be a spoiler review. It's going to be, talking about all that type of spoilery stuff. So to start off, I'd just like to say that I really enjoyed all the references to the first film. It didn't really mention the second and third films. They are still canon in the universe, but this was more of a direct sequel to Jurassic Park than Jurassic Park 2 and 3. Like I said, they still exist, they just really weren't mentioned. We did get a lot of references, like I said, to the first movie, especially when the two kids ended up going into the main hub of Jurassic Park when they were, being chased by the Indominus Rex, and we'll talk more about her later. But I thought that was really cool how they showed, the banner from the first movie when it draped over the T-Rex as it roared. I thought that was really cool. And a lot of stuff like that, like the goggles that the kid in the first movie wore when he was in the Jeep. So just cool stuff like that. So as far as the characters in the movie, I thought that the characters were very good. I really didn't have any major problems with any of them. I thought Lowry, he stole the show. I thought he was awesome. He was a great character that was kind of witty and humorous with his Jurassic Park t-shirt. I thought that was, nice touch there. I just thought that he was just this really likable character. And I did like Chris Pratt's character Owen. I thought, he was kind of exactly what I would expect to be a Chris Pratt character to be. I thought he was he wasn't actually the main character in the film. That was actually, Claire was the main character. And that was something that I really didn't expect too much. I thought that, since Chris Pratt's the big name actor, he would get the lead role, but he was actually kind of the second main actor in this film. So that main character, Claire, who, runs the park in a way like she's kind of the administrative person who, runs a lot of the stuff. And I like the progression in her character. I know there's been a few people who have said that they really don't like the character, or it could have been better. I really liked the character progression she had. I just thought that, it was, I like the character. I don't know how else to explain that. I just thought that the actress handled it very well, and it was just a likable character for me. I don't know why. I just thought that she was somebody that was, you know, relatable. She wanted to, you know, keep this park under control. She didn't want to shut it down when things got out of hand because she knew that they would never open again. So she was, you know, just something I guess somebody would relate to, because, you know, if we were, you know, running this park and it has been going on, you know, for 10 years now with, you know, no major accidents, knowing that if this park was to be evacuated, then it would probably never reopen again. So, you know, you could see her line of reasoning why she would not want to evacuate the park. And then she ended up, you know, growing into a more likable character as you went on, you know, getting more into the action and kind of, you know, being more charismatic with Chris Pratt's character Owen. And I really like the character. As far as the kids, I like the smaller kid better, Gray. Now, as far as the older one, I thought that his character development was a little weird, I guess you could say, with all the staring at the girls and stuff. I thought that was kind of like, at first I thought maybe one of them would kind of get pulled into it, and that's why they kind of showed him acting like that, which is really the only reason that they should have showed that to begin with, is if one of them ended up kind of getting thrust into this as well. Otherwise, it just kind of felt like some kind of typical teenage boy characteristic that really wasn't necessary. I remember watching it, and I'm like, alright, what's the point of having him stare at a girl for 10-15 seconds on screen? It's just like, let's move on now. Because it's a characteristic that's used quite a lot, and it's just kind of like almost stereotypical in a way. So it's just kind of like, alright, let's move on now. This is boring. I don't want to look at him stare at a girl for 15 seconds on a movie. It's, you know, let's move on now. But that was the only gripe I had as far as characters. I thought overall he was a decent character, but I'd have to say he's probably my least favorite. Also, I thought it was kind of weird when when they were in that, I think it was called a gyrosphere, something like that. I butchered that up. Well, anyways, when he decided to go off-road, I thought that was kind of weird. I mean, they're on an island with a bunch of, you know, carnivores, the dinosaurs that could eat them. And I just thought that was weird that he would want to go off onto a path that was definitely something was, you know, up. I guess he felt safe in that ball thing, but still, I thought that was kind of weird that he would do that and endanger themselves. But that, like I said, that was the only character gripe I had. Otherwise, I really liked everyone else. I think his name was Masrani, the guy that was kind of like the main owner kind of guy with the theme park. I thought he was a really likable character. I thought that, you know, he had a great personality. Just like, you know, he realized that there ended up being a mistake with this Indominus Rex, and he went to go correct it. I thought he was great with the helicopter stuff. I thought that was really funny scenes with him trying to fly the helicopter. I just really liked him as a character, and it's a shame that he got killed off, because I would have liked to see him in more sequels. He was, you know, definitely, anytime he was on screen, it was, you know, likable moments with the movie. So, just the wonder in this one, they tried to end up like taking the wonder in a different direction. As far as like the first movie, Jurassic Park, it was more along the lines of, whoa, look at these dinosaurs. And then this one, they tried to make it like, whoa, look at this awesome theme park, they finally did it. And I really like that about this movie. Even though they really didn't touch upon it as much, like we didn't spend a lot of time within the actual theme park part of it. And unfortunately, it looks like we will never be able to again, because they're probably not going to be able to reopen. But I did like those little small moments within the theme park of just seeing like this place is kind of like SeaWorld now, except with dinosaurs. And I thought that was really cool, especially when were first arriving on the island with the kids and seeing the doors open for Jurassic World. I thought that was a really cool moment, just kind of like alluding to the first movie when the Jurassic Park doors opened. So I thought those were, really cool moments within the theater to make it seem like a real place, like Jurassic World really could exist. Now, the build-up to the second and third acts of the film was, I'll admit, a little slow. The build-up was a bit slow because a lot of it was just focused on the kids going through the theme park and stuff, which I just said that I really liked the showing off of the theme park, but a lot of it, of the conversations with the two kids, was just kind of like, eh. They did establish stuff like the raptor training and stuff like that with Chris Pratt's character. I actually thought that was pretty cool, the training of the raptors and stuff, and they weren't completely trained, and that's what I like about it. They were kind of like, they're still wild animals, and they still act like wild animals. They're just kind of like slightly controlled, and Chris Pratt, even when he had to go in to save somebody who was, trying to get the pig at the beginning of the movie, he still didn't have complete control over them. They still could have ate him very badly, and he was able to just barely get away, but he was able to hold them off for a little bit, which was something that, of course we didn't see in the previous movies. So I thought that was, it was cool. It was done in a good way. They didn't end up trying to make it like, oh, they're just like little house pets now. They were still wild animals. I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, we have the Indominus Rex being very smart and breaking out. I thought the Indominus Rex was a very great dinosaur villain. The hybrid thing, that was really cool. I thought that was, definitely a great route to go, the way they did it. I thought that it was just a great threat. And they thought they had it under control. They thought they could just close off certain sections of the park, and the thing just kept outsmarting them. And that was just really cool, because they, used like different parts of different dinosaurs and animals and cuttlefish even, and it was a very smart animal. And I thought that was just a great way to establish a dinosaur villain, because if it was any other kind of dinosaur, they now have the firepower and the tranquilizers and stuff like that in order to stop them quickly, so it had to be a big threat. And that's what they brought with the Indominus Rex, and I thought the Indominus was a very, very good dinosaur villain. So it ends up breaking out, and it causes havoc. It kills the soldiers and all that stuff, and then it ends up breaking into the where the pterodons are located, and they end up flying off and start, going after the people in the theme park who are all in one central location just for them. And then comes the death of, I think her name was Zara, and she just had such a gruesome, cruel death, and I was quite shocked when watching it in the theater. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And it's actually the first death of a female character by dinosaurs, even though the pterodons and the I think it was the Monosaurus, don't hold me to that. My dinosaur names aren't that great, but yeah, I think that was it. I'll just call them that for the rest of the video. But it was just a very gruesome death, and it just lasted and lasted and went on and on and on, and finally she was killed. And now there was a little bit of debate on if she was killed right away or if she was swallowed whole and stuff. I think maybe the teeth on the inside might have killed her right away, but it's really hard to tell. But definitely a very gruesome death. So let's flash forward, quite a bit into the movie, and then we have the raptors. They're going after the Indominus Rex, and they end up turning on the humans. And I thought that was really cool, just to show, hey, they're not completely trained. They're still wild raptor dinosaurs. These things are bloodthirsty creatures, and they can turn on you, and they did. And I thought that was really cool because, like I said before, they weren't like trained house pets. They actually ended up turning, they kind of turned on Owen, but I don't think it was really hard to tell whether they would go after him or not. I know they were going after the other humans, but there was that one moment when the one raptor kind of like looked at him and then ended up getting blown up. Probably it was like an RPG or something, but so I don't think they were really turning on him, but they were definitely turning on the other humans because that Indominus Rex was part raptor, so that was another cool thing that they added in there. And we'll fast forward again to the amazing final fight between the raptors, and mainly Blue, and the T-Rex, and the Indominus, and the Monosaurus. I'm going to have to check if I'm saying that right, but I'm probably not. I'm probably leaving out a couple letters, so maybe I am saying it right. I don't know. But that fight was just amazing. I remember watching that, and I'm just saying, whoa, this is one great fight. And then when Blue comes in to save the T-Rex at the end in slow motion, that was really cool with the music playing and stuff, and the battle cry and everything. I thought it was just a really cool moment. And right before that happened, actually, was when Claire ended up getting the T-Rex from the first Jurassic Park movie with the flare over to fight the Indominus. That was some really cool stuff. And then once we think it's going to be the T-Rex and the Raptor versus the Indominus, all of a sudden, just boom, it gets dragged underwater by the Monosaurus, which was just caught me extremely off guard. I should have saw it coming, being next to the water and everything, but I just thought that was a very surprising moment. So, let me see. So, to close it out, it was, cheesy at times, but it was a good cheesy. I thought it worked within the movie. I thought that everything, everything fit pretty much, and I really, really enjoyed this. I thought that it was just a great movie. And one more character complaint was, his name was Hoskins, which was the guy that wanted to militarize the raptors. I thought that, maybe they'll be using the ideas that he was implementing in this movie in future movies, but I thought his character was just kind of unnecessary, but that's just one little thing. So, overall, good action. The movie had suspense. I actually found it suspenseful at times, which was, something that was kind of lacking in 2 and 3. I think it had a little bit of suspense in 1, but in 2 and 3 it was kind of lacking. So the suspense in this one was really good, and great action, like I said, and just an overall great movie. So to close out, I would like to say that I hope there is no Jurassic War sequel, where it's just about the dinosaurs going to war and stuff. I think that would be a little bit kind of straying away from the franchise, but that's just my personal opinion. But, as you all know, I don't really give number ratings because I find it very hard to give a number rating, and I feel like I would contradict myself at times because there might be times when I like a movie more than another movie, but I might give it a lower rating for some reason just because, I like to give movies I like high ratings because I like them. But I really liked the movie. It was great, good action, good suspense, a little cheesy at times, but the cheesiness worked, I feel. The humor was pretty decent. Great, what a wonder with the Jurassic World, just seeing it and everything open. So I thought it was just a great film, and I really enjoyed it. And I did not see it in 3D. I saw it in 2D. I'm thinking I'm going to wait to see it in 3D until I get it on Blu-ray. I think I'll do that. So, that was my review for Jurassic World. I'm Fan75. See you guys next time.